We have for mayor, Dr. Velma Hill Jenkins. Okay. For Alderman, Mr. Terrence Charlie Mosley. For Alderman, Mr. Jerry Pateman. So, okay, we're gonna start with the mayor. We're gonna give you 30 seconds with your opening statement.
Good evening. Good evening. I thank God for Jesus. Jesus' birth, his death, and his resurrection that lets us be here tonight. And I want to thank him for that first, and thank all of you for coming. I am Dr. Velma Hill Jenkins. I am a professional educator and a professional certified municipal official. This is not a game for me. This is not about you, it's not about me, it's about saving Shuqualak. And I know how to do it. I've done it for 28 years. You invested 28 years in me, and I've given you over $4 million return on your investment. So I don't know why you want to lose that. But again, thank you. I'm again Velma Hill Jenkins. That's how I live about it. I have worked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
went over the time.
The time, when it first went off, it was alert. It wasn't 30.
It wasn't the time.
It was the 15 seconds, then she had 15 more.
I have been the leader of 3 different schools. The Mississippi Department of Education chose me. I didn't ask them. They chose me to come and go to various schools who were in academic trouble and help them to turn it around. And I did, and I was the leader in every one of those teams. And in every school we attended, we turned it around. As the mayor of Shuqualak, if you've been here all your life and you've driven the streets, you can see the progress. I wonder why someone would say they need a new mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we will hear from Alderman Mr. Terrence Charlie Mosley.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I want to also say thanks. I want to give thanks to God for the leader of my life. Lead me in the right direction. I want to let you know I am Terrence Charlie Mosley. I'm from right here in this small town of Shuqualak, Mississippi. Born and raised here. That's all I got to say for it now.
All right, next we will hear from Alderman Mr. Jerry Payton. He ready. He was up.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I always ready. He said, when you come ready, you gotta get ready. So first of all, I want to say thank all of y'all for coming out. I'm Jerry Payton, and I'm running for Alderman. I'm looking for to get y'all vote April the 1st. But the first thing I want to say is I'm a man that believes in God and I stand on what's right. You know, when you want somebody to be a leader, you got to have God first in all time in your life to do things right, you know, because it started with you, and then secondly, I'm a family man. You know, I believe in taking care of my family. I believe in taking care of my kids, even kids that ain't mine, you know, so you want a man to do the job, I'm your guy.
All right, so Ms. Jenkins didn't feel like she got enough time, but we're gonna move on to the next time. It's okay, because you don't have time. All right, so the question for you is, what are your top 3 priorities of the community, for the community if you're elected? So you get more time.
When I am elected, my top priorities are to continue to find grant money and ways to mitigate flooding. Some people don't realize that you must operate the town with the money you have, with the tax base. We have not increased taxes. I noticed very early on from reading the minutes and noticing the amount of money that comes in, that in order to keep this town open, a leader needs to be able to find grant money to get jobs done. So I intend to continue that. I intend to continue the full-time marshal service that we have, because that's what we can afford. We cannot afford a full-time police force. It would bankrupt the town. I intend to improve, along with everyone in the community and the board members, we want to improve the curb appeal, which will need the help of the citizens. Now, I sought after and we have received property on Moorcock Street where the old blood plant used to be located. The board accepted the gift, and I have identified a funding source to build single-parent homes with the goal of increasing our tax base. We would love to see our marshal system be better, because we have cameras. There's always room for improvement, of course, but that's what we want to have when I become the mayor again. We would love to see our marshal system continue, as I said. We have invested in cameras, and I personally believe that they can be better utilized. Now, I am a realist. I'm going to call it how I see it, no matter who it fits. And then my goal is to continue to maintain and upgrade the infrastructure by finding grant funds for equipment, sewer upgrade, street overlay, etc. We want to continue to upgrade and maintain our volunteer fire department. We want to complete that water extension down Muhammad Road and Griffin Road and Highway 45 that we have begun. We're in the process of doing it, and it is a process. We've run into a couple of things, but there's a process. It's much more that we intend to do, but they're told me my time is up. But I'll get there before we leave.
All right, next, Mr. Terrence. I'm gonna ask you the same question. What are your top 3 priorities for the community if you're elected?
If I'm elected, my top priority is the kids in the community. We got a lot going on in the whole town of Nashville, but we got to start in our own community with our own kids. And I think I'm ready for the kids. All the kids know me. I've been here, never left Shuqualak. I grew up right here. I know a lot of kids hands-on. I plan on to continue to work with them. Do whatever I can do for them when I can do for them. And my next thing to do is I want to continue to be a leader. I want people to look up to me and know that I stand on business. Right. I stand on what's right. I believe in what's right. And I'm always up for anybody who needs me when I can do something. Ain't too much I can do, but I can do. I don't mind doing it.
Thank you. Next, Mr. Payton, we're going to ask you the same question. What are your top 3 priorities for the community if you're elected?
My top priority is, first thing I want to do is work with the people that elected and win with me. You know, I'm not going to try to get in and pull against this person, get in. Let's build a team to work together. You can't get nowhere being divided. You know what I mean? That's the first thing I want to try to get everybody on the same boat. You feel what I'm saying? You can't do that. One person pull it, this person pull it. But we gonna all stand on what's right and what's best for the town of Shuqualak. You feel me? And the next thing I want to do something for the kids. If it ain't that, you'll be surprised how many kids don't know how to change the tire on a car. You know, because they don't have a dad at home to show them where to put the jacket, where to put the four-way, and what all they need to work on a car. Little simple things that a young man needs to know that a lot of kids don't know. You know, I like to be a father figure to a lot of kids in our community, because you'll be surprised how many kids in the community don't have a father to look up to. You know, I'm not gonna be the one that just sit up in the office. I want to get out and do things with the kids. You know, like they never having fun, they in the park. I want to utilize the stuff that Shuqualak already have. You know, I'm not gonna be the person that promise you that I'm gonna bring a new park, a new slide. We're gonna utilize the park that we already have, because it already nice things in Shuqualak. So we're gonna utilize what we already have. That's what I want to do.
Chairman, our next question is gonna be for you as well. We're gonna start with you. How will you work to build trust between the municipal government and the residents?
Say it again for me.
How will you work to build trust between the municipal government and the residents?
First, like I said earlier, the first thing to build trust with anybody, they gotta know that you're a man that stands on business and you believe in God. Because one thing about it, once you got God as the head of your life and people see the God in you, that's when people build trust in you. You know, but if you live any kind of way and doing any and everything, it's hard for somebody to build trust in you if you live in any kind of way. You know, you just can't do everything and expect people to put their trust in you and come to you with their problem. You know, we want people to come to us with their problem. We solve the problem. We ain't gonna just brush it off. In order for somebody to build trust in you, you got to build the faith in you. You got to get their faith in you first. You know.
Thank you. Okay, next, Mr. Mosley, we're gonna ask you the same question, and I'll repeat it. How will you work to build trust between the municipal government and the residents?
Well, my way of building trust with anybody, anyone, is to always be accountability for what I got going on. And then whatever's going on, take my accountability, whatever I can go to the problem to help with the solution. And to stand on it. That's all I do. I'm gonna stand on what is right and hold my accountability to it. Do what I gotta do.
Okay, Ms. Jenkins, same question, and I will repeat it. How will you work to build trust between the municipal government and residents?
Good question. Thank you for asking. I shall continue to obey what the state of Mississippi says a mayor can do and follow that. And I will continue to give that same grace to the citizens that I want for myself.
That's right.
You know, everybody might not be like me that never had a check to bounce. A utility bill was never late. But those people who do have that issue, I'm going to continue to work with them as I always have. But now I'm not going to lie to you. If I see that they don't mean to do well and do the right thing, they will be disconnected. Now I'm going to come at you always straight, and I'm going to grant anybody the same grace that the Lord grants me. And I always think of my own children. Most of you are just like my children. If I didn't teach you, I was a principal, I was a children's principal. And I want to treat you the way I want people to treat my children. I might have one that's not always on time, but I want somebody to give me some grace. But don't take advantage of the grace. And I want to work with whomever comes. And these two gentlemen will be easy to work with because they fail to tell you what they already do for the community. They are already helping with the community. There are machineries that we don't have, and we need things done. And they come, we have a water line, they spend all night long making sure that's what's These two men were out there in the hole with my water people, my department. And he went and got his foot in the thing, he went and got the water. He went and got the pump and everything and generators to hook up to make everything work. So they are already doing it. And I want to work with anyone who does. And I want to do a better job of encouraging our parents to work with their children. That's what I want to do. Because you cannot use the city's money for children activities. So for the people who say you want to improve with the children, understand you have to get you a group and then ask for sponsorships and get the sponsorships to do what needs to be done. Thank you.
All right, please. The next question is for Mr. Mosley. Given the town's limited budget, what are your top spending priorities?
Ooh, that kind of hard for me. I can't tell you nothing about it because I don't know nothing about the budget. But I think I can get in there and learn, and I know money. I just had so, with that being said, I'm pretty sure we come to some conclusion once I get in there and figure out how everything works.
That's good, that's good.
All right, next, Mr. Payton, we're gonna ask you the same question, and I'm gonna repeat it. Given the town's limited budget, what are the top spending priorities?
Like Mr. Terrence said, hard to say, but by me staying in Shuqualak, you know, if I had to make a decision on what, not, I ain't gonna say the top budget need to be, but I know it'll be the drainage or the sewage or something like that, you know, need to be did. You know, ain't nothing wrong, but it can drain better, you know what I mean? And that's what I see, you know what I mean? The only thing that'll be the top budget, but I don't know, like he said, I don't know how the budget is. You know what I mean? We get it off, we gonna get everything rolling, I guarantee you that, you know. That's amazing.
Okay, Dr. Jenkins, same question.
Thank you, very good question. I think I answered that in the beginning. I'm going to continue to increase and maintain the infrastructure. Now, we have not raised taxes in over 13 years. Now, when the taxes are raised, that means the taxes go up on your property, taxes go up on your tag, taxes go up on your trailer tag, and all of that. But we have not. We have not raised taxes because we had a mayor who would go out and find $3, grant dollars to get it done. And I'm going to share with you just what we're finishing now. We're finishing up a $318,000 above ground water tower renovation. And when it's finished, it's going to be top of the line, and it already is at some point. The only thing that's left to do is the generator has to be added. It's going to have a backup generator. And some of you in Shuqualak might not know, our water already has a backup generator on Resident Street. I don't know if you've noticed, but when the lights go out, it does not stop running. Our water is going. It still goes. And again, all of this was done with grant dollars. It was not done with your dollars because you don't have enough dollars to do it. And we are so limited as to what we can spend the money for. So I brought with me, so I can share with you, we have 64 mills is all that we have, 64. And we get franchise payments from the railroad, Fort County, Athens. And the miniature, I wanted to find it so everybody that's listening and everybody that's here will know. Miniature is a term that represents tax levy on real property or other property. Let's use Shuqualak Lumber Company. They got that pretty office down there with all of that stuff in there. They pay tax on that. We get tax dollars. They are our highest tax-paying citizen in Shuqualak. Our enterprise fund, that's the enterprise fund, is the one that you collect money for. We don't have anything but water and sewer that we collect money for. We collect money for garbage, but we make nothing on it because we give to Waste Pro what they charge per person is all that we charge you. Thank you. She said my time is up.
Okay, Mr. Mosley, this next question will start with you, okay? What experiences do you have that you can bring to better the town of Shuqualak?
Like what Jiggy told you earlier, I get in the field and work. When it comes down to it, you got water problem, I don't mind putting my hands on it. Sewer problem, I don't mind putting my hands on it. Even for the community problem, not our problem, but if I can help, run it by me. And I can make sure I can get on it.
Thank you, Mr. Mosley. Mr. Payton, we're gonna ask you the same question and I will repeat it. What experiences do you have that you can bring to better the town of Shuqualak?
The first experience that I have to better the town of Shuqualak is I have experience with the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. You know, talk to the young people about God. That's the only way we're gonna turn these kids around from all the bad stuff they doing. You see a little kid doing bad, are having a bad day or going through something, talk to them about the Lord. I know there's one person that I know that I can talk to, but I can't talk to nobody else. So I can talk to them. I know about him, you know what I mean? And my work ethic, you know, I don't mind getting out in the ditch and cleaning up paper and cleaning out a ditch. If I see something wrong, I ain't got to call downtown and tell them, hey, the paper is stopping up the ditch. Me and him run together all the time. We'll get out and get it unstopped, I promise.
All right, I will repeat it for the mayor. What experiences, which we've heard some already, but that you have, that you can bring to better the town of Shuqualak?
Oh, thank you so much. Such a good question, such a good question. I think if you look over there, you'll see all of the experiences that I've had. I take I am a certified municipal official. And you will find over there where I have completed this training at the Fire Academy. You know, I'm like this, whatever I'm over, I want to know something about it. So when I'm talking to those who are over it, I won't be lost. And if you just go over there and browse the table, why don't we just, before you go, let that camera there browse over there so everyone can see it. We don't have enough time for me to name it all. But I want to go back to the other question because I didn't get to tell you how we spend the 64 meals that we have. We have the general fund, and we must pay our clerk. We pay police. We send $44,000, I believe, to the sheriff department for our marshal service a year. And that total of our total budget, our total fund budget comes to a little over $200,000. And when you got to work that out, that's it. So you have to pay, you must pay the clerk, you must pay the board, and you must pay whatever it is your mayor out of the general fund. It cannot come out of gas. Okay? The people work on the outside. My water and wastewater operator, he has come out of that water department. And so the people that's on the outside come out of the water department. Now, we have a fire department that we give 8.95 meals. We own a cemetery that we maintain. We give 4.10 meals to there. And we own a library that we give meals to. So all of that has to come out of that $200,000. That's not a lot of money. That's why your mayor recognize that she has to find free money. And I'm going to say this before I leave. Please let me say this. The board, they have given me permission that when I see some money that we can apply for, to go on the fly, we don't have to wait till we come back to the meeting. And I'll say this for them also. After I've dotted all the I's and cross all the T's, and they understand well, they approve it. I cannot do without them. I want everybody tonight to leave knowing this. Senate Bill 2832, effective July 1, 2006, revised section 21-3-15, 21-8-13, 21-8-15, and 21-8-17 explains the duties of the Board of Aldermen. They are legislative, executed by a vote within a legal meeting. They have no authority outside of the meeting. The board makes policy. So whatever ordinance is drawn up, that is their job to write the ordinance and to approve the ordinance. It is my job to execute the policy and the ordinance and to run the daily operation of the city. In the absence of a policy, the mayor is to make executive decisions. That's straight out of the law book, and that's how I operate. Now, if there is no ordinance, I make the decision. I make an informed, professional decision that I stand on, regardless.
All right,
Thank you.
We're gonna move on. All right, let's start with Mr. Payton for this next question. What steps would you take to increase civic engagement and voter participation in local elections?
Say it again one more time. Let me process the question.
Okay. What steps would you take to increase civic engagement and voter participation in the local election?
First thing I do, I go out and talk, make sure who all registered, registered to vote and who ain't, and try to talk with everyone, And I have learned, and this is my first time ever running for something, but I learn something every day. You don't just talk to people that you can get your vote from. You talk to other people that you can't get your vote from because them people that know other people that can speak for you. And and it all goes back to the type of life you live. You know what I mean? If people know that you're a good guy and you stand on what's right. I tell people all the time, either good or bad, the news gonna travel. If you're a good person, they gonna talk about you. If you're a bad person, they gonna talk about you. But I really want to talk about the good, about me anything with the bad, because if I can't do nothing to help you, I sure ain't gonna do nothing to hurt you.
Well, I get around and talk to people and try to let them see how important that voting is.
That's it.
Voting is important right here in your own small community.
That's it.
It's get you on the pace. So you gotta worry about your community, but you worry about the big word about the president and all that. So we gotta get out the community, right? We gotta express to them how important this is right here. Get your town moving the way it needs to get. One way it's gonna happen is they vote, put in the right place, put the right people in the right place. Right. Y'all in the community. I express that's how I get to them.
Okay, Ms. Jenkins, same question. What steps would you take to increase the civic engagement and voter participation in local election?
Thank you for asking. Wonderful question. I will continue to do what I do. I will continue to ask people that I know who are not registered to go and register to vote. I will even take the form to them that they need to complete. I will get up in the churches and announce that they need to go and register to vote. I want to encourage voting. We've had too many people to lose their lives and everything for us to sit and not make a decision. And I would continue to encourage them to make an informed decision.
Right.
We meet the first Tuesday of every month, and our meetings are open to the public. You will know how government runs if you come and see how it's run.
That's right.
That's the only way for you to know. If someone is coming to your door telling you something and you don't know it to be true, just come and check it out. Because people will say whatever they want to say. People have personal vendettas. They're not about keeping this town going. You know what I'm saying? It's a labor of love for me, and I'll continue that. I'll tell you something else I will continue. I will continue to receive no pay. Let me share with you. The city gives me $23.40 per day. That's what I get a day. And that is for traveling throughout the town and going to make up and we need to do for the town. That's what I get. If I don't leave my home that day, they don't pay me anything that day. Okay? And I keep up with that track myself. I would say, listen, I didn't leave home 2 times, so don't give me that those 2 days. I had a board member to say, I noticed it's less this month. I said, well, 2 days I didn't leave my house. And when I was in the hospital, I didn't get it because I wasn't going from door to door. I wasn't doing anything. I didn't drive anywhere. So that is what I get. I don't get a salary. I want to explain the difference. The $23.40 is for travel. A salary means that. Thank you. She's gonna let me finish. She's gonna let me finish.
Go ahead and finish what you're saying. I'm gonna give you 30 more seconds.
A salary, when a person gets a salary, the city pays their Social Security, they pay their Mississippi retirement, they pay Medicare, and all of those fees are paid for them in addition to their travel. And we also pay full health insurance for our employees in Shuqualak. All that comes out of general fund. So again, they don't do any of that for me. Okay? I have Medicare. They take it out of my Social Security check every month. I have TRICARE for life. My uncle gave his life for it in the military. Okay? I have Mississippi retirement. I retired when I was 54 years old with 34 years. And that's been 22 years ago, June 30th. So I don't need to pay the town to pay anything into PERS for me because I get a PERS check every month. It goes straight to my account. Shuqualak is not able to pay me a salary. But I tell you, no one will love you any more than I do. No one will do more for you than I do. And the way I am, I've been there everywhere. My students are here. My school always perform well, we're never behind. I'm that person who brought, I'm that person who brought, please let me say this, I'm that person who brought Sunday Rule of the South to the National County High School Parade. You all remember? Okay, thank you.
Okay, given the
That didn't cost the school anything.
Given the national political climate, how vital is it for small towns like Shuqualak to work together? What is your plan for the citizens to work together?
That is a very good question, and I'm delighted to be able to answer it. I want all of us, that's one of the goals that I listed. I want to do a better job of explaining to our citizens what it means and what the job entails. I think when all of us fully understand what it entails, we're all going to come to the table. And we're going to stop saying what we don't have. We're going to learn to enjoy what we do have. I prepared something to show. I want to encourage parents to use what we have available for the children. Okay, we have a librarian. She performs listening and reading comprehension strategies every month. And every summer, anytime the kids are out, she has those activities. She advertises them through the beacon. And she puts the advertisements up at City Hall. Please, so that's for the children. Playing library activities are offered at least once a month during the summer and during the holidays. She provides refreshments and prizes. We have identified and labeled a bike trail on our streets. The citizens and children who have a library card can check it out and ride the bikes. We have a Take a Book, legal book program. The box is located in front of the library on Residence Street. Parents, are you utilizing it? Now, I don't ask you to do anything that I don't do. Last summer, King went to, and you know King is my grandson. He went to Atlanta and did a literacy class there. But the year before that, he was at the library. But the only people that I saw that looked like me was Mrs. Smart. She was there with her little great niece, and the baby's mother, Mrs. King, was there with her and King. Those were the only two little children that looked like me who were there. So I don't understand why we're not using what we have. I told you about Take a Book. We have a Read As You Walk activity set up at the walking track. We have a walking track. And it was given to us, it was through grant money that we got. It didn't cost us anything. The park is available for picnics. Please let me share this. It has a gazebo and stationary barbecue grills. I have identified a funding source for a water park for the kids. When I'm re-elected, I will take it to the board for their input and approval.
Thank you. Given the national political climate, how vital is it for a small town like Shuqualak to work together? What is your plea for the citizens to work together?
My plea is for us to work together. The county don't know what else to do. All those working together, keeping the town clean, up healthy. There's money we got to worry about putting toward the sewage, or we keeping the sewage clean, doing the right thing from the start with it. Yeah, by working together, we know what, I ain't no more than the next person that working beside. We working as a team. We get it done together. That's it.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Payton, same question. Given the national political climate, how vital is it for a small town like Shuqualak to work together? What is your plea for the citizens to work together?
It's really important for the citizens to work together, and I don't know how familiar y'all is with a tractor and a little car, a little old, just say a Ford Focus and a tractor. You hook a tractor up to a Ford Focus, that tractor go out and pull that little Focus all the time. You know, so we want to pull together instead of pulling against each other. You ain't gonna never build one pulling this way, one pulling that way. And it ain't no I and T. You know, we gotta do this thing together. You know, you just can't try to be for self. You gotta be for all the citizens in Shuqualak. You know, work together to make things happen. That's the only way it is gonna grow, is everybody get on one chord. And I know y'all probably hear me say about God a lot, but God, you have to put God in everything that you do. That's the first thing the community got to come together with right there. You know, you got to acknowledge God in everything that you do. It ain't gonna fail. You know, if you try to leave Him out, the citizens got to come together as a whole. The church plays a big part in our community, so the church got to get together. And that's where it started. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're gonna open the floor for questions. We're gonna try to do at least 3 questions. So is there anybody out there that wanna ask a question? Oh, the baby raised her hand. That's right. She don't have a question. All right. Anybody wanna ask a panel a question? Any question? Okay.
Dr. Jenkins, do you know who your opponent is for the election? Do you know who it is that running against you? Do you know your opponent?
Do you know who your opponent is?
Great question. I know her name, yes, I do. I know her name. And I've done my research. I know a lot of other things that I know. I know that she can't handle this job. The weak of heart cannot do this. The person who takes this job needs to be able to find free money.
Right.
You hear me? Because Shuqualak does not have it. And if you don't know how to do that, the town is going to go bankrupt.
That's right.
You hear me? We've never had to check the balance in Shuqualak under my leadership. And I want to say this too, you know, I believe in being fair and truthful. I want to say this about our board members. I haven't been the only one to make a sacrifice. Our board members have made a sacrifice. They have not gotten a raise, and I can tell you when. They make less than any board members in the county, in the neighboring area. They make less than any board member. So they have sacrificed. Our employees have sacrificed. They have not gotten raises. I mean, they don't make a lot of money, but they do an outstanding job. Our ward is top of the line. No one can beat it. We don't have issues like that. And it's because of them. So I wanted everybody to just know that, to know that you need someone who can do what they need to do. And I've done it. And you don't have to wonder about what I can do. You already know.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question. Go ahead with your question.
Good evening, everyone. I thoroughly enjoyed the candidates, the opening remarks, what they have given us this evening. My question is, it may be part of the same as well, but you all talk about, coming together a lot, which is a great thing, which is a good thing. And I know we work on a democracy. Now this is all of you all. If you are in opposition, if you bring something to the table, and there's opposition, someone does not agree with what you bring to the table, can you agree to disagree? How will you all handle that with something? If you bring something to the table and your suggestion is not what get passed, how will your mindset be after leaving the meeting?
Excellent question. Thank you. My mindset is the board say it can't be, it can't be. Because remember, they make the decisions. I only execute what they make. So when I bring it to the table, if they say no, if they bring it to the table and they vote no, remember, I only have a vote when it is a tie. Otherwise, I don't have a vote. But certainly, I work with them. And I can give you an example. We had 2 board members who wanted to have a neighborhood cleanup. And I worked with them. I mean, I went out there, I got family members to come out there, we did it 2 Saturdays, and we tried to do it 2 straight years, but we couldn't get the community to come in and do it. That was an attempt to improve the curb appeal. And I want to define that too. When we say improve the curb appeal, we want, when you drive by our homes, we don't want a line of old cars lined up. We want the yard to be manicured and cut and looking pretty. Have you all been to neighborhoods that look like that? I've traveled, I've seen places. And we don't, you just, whatever it is that's unsightly, instead of putting it in your front yard, we put it in the backyard. And those are some things, but those 2 ladies, and they didn't give me permission to call their name, but those 2 ladies tried that, we worked on it, and I worked with them. And we brought our families out and we tried. So don't think that we're not doing. We are doing some things. And there are people on the board who's trying to do some things. But again, I want to say, all of the employees of Shuqualak and the board and the mayor have made sacrifices for the town of Shuqualak. We are not paid what we are worth. And my judge is back there, she'll take the same thing. We're not paid what we're worth. The town really can't pay me. My salary, and I don't need to tell you because you might get mad. But the state paid me to go into those schools. Real good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Any more questions? Anybody? Go ahead.
And I just want to say this because you don't mind. Now, well, they say I don't have a dog in the fight. I can't even vote. I live out in the county. But that just was a thought, a question, that's a thought. Everybody think.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir. Did you want the other 2 candidates to?
I would like to, yeah, I would like.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Do you know what she asked?
yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I'm married. That's how we also started off. So I know we all will agree on everything. I can keep it cool here. One thing about it, when we can't agree on, I do want to know why. I want to see your point of view, and I want to understand your point of view. So we agreed to no together. We couldn't agree to the yes together. I had to agree to the no together by half.
That's it. That's what you.
It's gonna be an agreement at the end of the day.
Like he said, when everything else fails, it's gonna be a yes or either a no, but 9 times out of 9, some people say 9 times out of 10, but I always say 9 times out of 9, if it ain't right, I ain't standing for it. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a no if it ain't. If I feel like it ain't right, but it's gonna have to be something bluntly, plain as day for all the rest of the board members to see that it ain't right for me to say no. Because Dr. Jenkins, she been my mayor ever since I've been in Shuqualak, you know what I mean? And she been a good woman, and always have helped me in all kind of ways. And I know she ain't gonna bring them to us that ain't right, you know what I mean? So, but I say I ain't gonna get mad if somebody say no to something that I say I bring to the table. If that's your opinion, that's what you say, and everybody else vote on it. That's what I got to say about it.
Thank you.
I just want to say to the 2 young men on the end right here. You seize this moment. You take this opportunity and do the best job y'all can do. Process, proceed the process of cheating. Everybody ain't gonna agree on everything.
That's right.
But one thing about it, you come back to the table. You keep coming back. You never give up. And you work together, like you just said. But you always like to shoot this with God first. That's the key to it all.
That's it.
Put him before you go to the table.
Okay, excuse me. I'm sorry. Do you have a question?
Yes, I'm gonna say this.
You're gonna get to the question.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. For the mayor of Shuqualak, I don't live in Shuqualak, but I can truly say this, and I'm gonna ask a question. You have done a impeccable job. You have done your job with integrity.
That's your
You have never failed in your job. My suggestion, Shuqualak, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. My question to all three of you all, what do y'all want to do the first day after this is over with, when you take your seats?
That's an excellent question. The first day after we are elected, whoever it is chosen. When the Lord blessed me to come to mayor again for the 8th time, I want to explain the job. I want to pull out the books and say, this is what we have to follow. I want to say, let's look at this. Let's look at some past things. We keep copious minutes. Our minutes top of the line. And you don't have to take my word. They're open for the public. You can't take the book out. But you can come in, sit in the boardroom, get the book, and enjoy it. So, and read to see what we've done. So we would just love to do that so that everybody, we can just start out on a clear page. Do we understand our job? You know, if the board approves something and I begin to execute what they approve, and they get in mid-stride and say, no, we don't want it like that, then I have to just stop. You know what I'm saying? I have to say, well, okay. When the text though was motion, the second of the majority approved the minutes. And we followed Robert's rules of order. I would want to, on the first day, to explain that to everyone around the table. Because just this term, I learned there were people sitting at the table who didn't know Robert's rules of order. So I would certainly want us to do that. I would want to lay out what the little money that we get. I would want to lay out that budget. So you can see, this is what we have to pay for. You know, the cameras, yeah, we have them. But we have to pay a fee every month about those cameras. Nothing is free. So, and I believe in operating in the black.
Okay, I'm
And so
sorry.
that's what we would do.
The time is up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Would you like the other two to answer the
Yes,
question?
please.
Okay.
Well, I gotta agree with Jenkins. The first thing I wanna do is get in there and learn about it, cause I ain't on the board right now. It'll be my first time on the board, so I gotta get in there and put my head back in the boots.
My first day in, if I get elected, you know, the first thing I'm gonna do is thank God for putting me there. You know, when I know it's time to go to work and, you know, and learn more about what's gotta be done, and first thing to get my mind in gear is the people, you know, and get ready to go to work for the better of my town, Shuqualak.
At this time, we're gonna give each of you 30 minutes, 30 seconds, I'm sorry. We're gonna give y'all, I'm sorry, 30 seconds to have your closing remarks.
I'm gonna stand up for this one. I'm gonna close out like saying thank all of y'all for coming out tonight. And in closing, I want y'all to remember, when you go to the polls to vote on April the 1st, when you see my name on there, just know that you is voting for fairness and a man that's gonna stand on what's right. You know, and a man that believes in God, and I trust and depend on him with everything that I do. So remember, when you go to the poll, remember me. April the 1st, Jeremy Payne. It's gonna be right there, that little circle you just marked right there on the side. Everything gonna be out.
Okay, Mr. Morrison.
Well, I wanna thank all y'all for coming out tonight too. Now, every brother with y'all remember Terrence Mosley. I'm asking for all y'all to vote, to vote. If the ones who can't vote, I ask y'all to pass my name out to somebody who y'all know that can vote. I got plenty of back on the table too. Y'all can take some friends and family. I just want to say thank y'all, and if I get in there, I promise to do a good job. I'm good at it.
Thank you.
I can do it.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, NAACP, Democratic, everybody who so much, and thank you for all of you coming. Thank you to Shuqualak for allowing me to be your mayor for 28 years. It's been a wonderful ride. It's been a wonderful labor of love. It hasn't been about me. It's been about what can I do to improve the quality of life in Shuqualak. And as you drive around, you can see it. You know, when I was a child walking on the streets, they were not paved. They were not paved. They got paved under my administration. There was no park. There was no walking track. And we did all of that without increasing taxes and without charging you anything extra. All of it is done with grant money. And I want to share with you that I am a born-again Christian woman who is a professional business leader and an educational consultant who make informed decisions that are in the best interest of the entire town of Shuqualak. We don't make decisions for just one person. We make decisions for the whole. Everybody cannot stand for their insurance to go up. So we try to keep that fire rating that we have in. That's another place you pay money out. I shared that with you earlier. So in my conclusion, I want to say to you, please vote for me on June 3rd. Vote for me because you have invested a lot of time in me, 28 years. And I've given you over $4 million return on your investment. There is no way that you can make that kind of money off that little time.
Okay, as we come to the end of tonight's meeting, we want to thank each of our candidates for sharing their vision and answering the important questions posed by the community. We also extend our deepest gratitude to all of you, our engaged citizens, for taking time to participate in the vital democratic process. So now I'm going to let Mr. Brooks talk.
All right, thank you so very much. Give the candidates a round of applause. Also, please give our moderator tonight a great round of applause as well. More importantly, please give yourself a round of applause.